It is day 143 of my journey to living in Ecovillage, and I am still in my car pickle, so I'm just gonna kind of do some stream of conscious while I walk and talk. Alright, so I know that I need money, and I know that I don't have the money to buy a car outright, so I am really trying to do crowdsourcing because that's what I believe is the best way to get money the way that I want to, what feels most aligned with my values. I really want to move away from this corporate structure that we have. I want to move away from the punishment reward system that we have, tap into the two questions of nonviolent communication. What is alive in me, and how do I want to contribute to the world? Or how do I want to contribute to life? So what is alive in me? What's alive in me is this frustration of not only not having a car to be able to DoorDash, needing to do any sort of hustle or gig work to be alive, having to sell yourself, having to sell a product, having to sell a service in order to equate to the tools that you need to actually live and survive. It's just so impersonal. I would much rather be part of like a family or community system where we were all just like looking out for each other. And I feel like I have that. I feel like even in this virtual community, the TikTok algorithm does such a good job of like connecting you to like-minded people. Where it fails is connecting you to people who have different ideas and opposing views, and I think that's necessary too, but I digress. Alright, so money. If you look at the math, I feel like it's a realistic ask. If you know 500 people and 500 people offer $20, that's $10,000. That's enough to buy a usable car to get me through this next chapter of my life. I think what's bothering me is that we still live in this punishment reward system, and the question is like, what's in it for me apart from just contributing to humanity? And so I have to tap into myself and what are my needs, and how can I be vulnerable and talk about my needs in a way that's relatable, so that as humans we can connect and realize like, oh, you're a human being with needs just like I have my human being with needs. I suppose most people aren't in the situation that I'm in where they don't have a car and they need a car. And maybe I'm limiting myself in thinking that. Maybe I need to be more open to public transit. Can't really call an Uber to DoorDash. I mean, there's always the possibility of going back and finding a job. I mean, honestly, DoorDash is something that kind of excited me. Like, I truly enjoy offering the service of delivery, whether that's groceries or someone's lunch or dinner or just a snack. I kind of enjoy doing errands. I actually, when I was working at Popeyes, that was one thing the managers try to get away with, is sending me out to like get stuff from a different Popeyes location if there was like they ran out of cups, or like sometimes even though they weren't supposed to, they would send me to like the Kroger across the street to get lettuce or something. And it was just nice to like not have to be behind the counter and then like still contribute to the restaurant. And going to Dancing Rabbit, it was kind of nice to like be part of the community there and like help out in the garden. I'm sure it'd be a fun experience if I got to be part of a natural building. I think they do that more like spring and summer. I'm in this like survival mindset now of like, I need a car in order to DoorDash so I can make money and like get back on track. Then I can focus on paying down student loans and credit card debt. I guess I would have to add the debt of, well, no, not, I guess I wouldn't have debt if I paid the car outright. So I wouldn't have to worry about that. So let me put myself in the future, get in that state. Like, then let's get back to the vision and mission. I love world building, and I love personal development and neurolinguistic programming, and being able to help people realize that they don't have to be stuck in their limiting beliefs, that they can create the reality that they want. And I'm trying to live by that example and not subject myself to some part-time job that I can't stand. So how do I make that real? I feel like I need to make more content around neurolinguistic programming, because I feel like I talk about it a lot and I know that I use it and kind of like slip it in some videos without explaining what I'm doing. I don't know, I had that thought before, and something about like the more structure I put into these videos, the more overwhelming it becomes, and then I just end up not doing it. So it's much easier to just do like a stream of conscious like I'm doing now, and then at least have content, which I feel like is not a bad thing. I think if you want to be a content creator, then you have to create content. So this is a pretty great solution in my mind. So I guess from here, what's the ultimate? I think the final outcome, building onto an Ecovillage, creating my program, which now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm realizing like that's going to be organization and process. And I know that well, okay, so I guess I have two thoughts which are maybe complementary. So I've already said that it's a not struggle, but when I'm creating an organized system, that is something that I work on, and it would be a slow process for making quick content. So that's why stream of conscious is better content for me, or better immediate content, I should say. I'm talking about a fantasy immersion program where I'm having people create a character and go and explore personal development through living as that character. That takes a lot more planning and process, and we're looking for a more refined experience. It's not just a quick minute content. It's you are living as your character and having these moments of self-reflection and one-on-one sessions, and it's much more involved and intricate, and more thought needs to be put into that. So it's not that I can't create an organized system, it's that that tool is more useful for long-term goals rather than short-term content. All these little things fill up my time, and like there's always this question of like, what does a work-life balance look like for me? Because I'm always striving towards long-term goals and short-term goals, and then I also need to think about how am I making money to be able to afford this life. Taking all of those into consideration and doing my best, that's all you can do. I'm thinking more about the math of if 500 people gave $20, and I feel like it would just be like a good thing for people to just start doing. Every month, give one friend $20 just to keep money moving. I think people get so caught up in looking at their budget and seeing where they're lacking that they forget money kind of like keeps coming to you. If you have a job, you're always going to get paid again. I feel like $20 a month feels like a lot to ask, but imagine if your friends were constantly giving you $20.